Welcome to the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host, Mackenzie Moore, and today we have with us head women's basketball coach, Ben Conrad. Ben, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we're going to start out, we're going to discuss the 30-win seasons you've had for the last 4 years, which is an amazing accomplishment at the junior college level. And you guys are looking at it this year, doing it again. You have a stacked team again. With the level of roster turnover that you see at the junior college level, how do you continually reload the Cavaliers rather than rebuilding?
Well, first of all, we never go into the year thinking about that. I think it's almost impossible to do it, to be honest with you. It's not a normal deal. We've just had we've had some good breaks. We've stayed healthy for the most part. We've had good depth, so when we have had injuries, I don't think it's been a game changer. So it's been a special run. But it's not something we think about going into the season. It's not something we worry about. We basically, we talk a lot in our program about the process over product. And so what we want to do is we want our kids to stay in, or we want our staff to stay focused on the process, the daily grind, okay? Just what we're going to do on a daily basis to get better and improve. And at the end of the year, if the wins add up, they add up. If they don't, they don't. But we want to make sure we're focused on the process. As far as those seasons and the run we've had, it's been we've recruited good players. And that's the number one thing is we've recruited good players, number one, and then number two, those kids have bought into our system. They bought into the way we play. They bought into the culture that we've got in the program, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a nice run, but again, it's not something we expect. I think all 4 of these seasons where we've gone for 30-plus wins. I think at the beginning of the year, when I've been asked about it, at least the last 3, it's been like, there's no way it's happening again. And honestly, it may never happen again. It never had happened in, 30-some years of basketball here, and it may never happen again. It's not something that, that's not a benchmark. I think if you're winning 20 games every year, 25, that's pretty solid. So the 30 is just crazy, and so hopefully people aren't expecting every year for us to do that, because that's not realistic. It just isn't realistic. But we're gonna give it a good effort every day and see what we can do.
4 seasons at 30-plus wins, that is the record, and you're tied for it. What would that mean to you if you're able to get that 5th one? Now, I know that's not what your outset for the season is, not what your goal is. But if that ends up happening this year, what would having the record 5 straight 30-win seasons mean to you as a coach?
I think what it would mean, again, like I said, it would mean we've gotten some breaks, we've gotten some luck, we've stayed healthy, and it would mean that we've recruited good players and that have implemented our system, but that's about it. I mean, I think probably the biggest thing is we've caught some breaks. I think anytime you win 30, you had a little bit of luck involved. You stayed healthy, things went your way. So again, it's definitely not something we're emphasizing. I am aware that if we were to do it again, it'd be 5 years in a row, and that's never been done in the Jayhawk and in a conference as tradition rich as the Jayhawk. It would be pretty neat, but definitely not on our radar. Not something we think about right now. Right now I'm just hoping we can have a good practice today. That's the thing today, and then tomorrow hopefully we can have a chance against Neosho.
Last year, you had Deshaun Harden, who was a great lockdown defender, the clear lockdown defender. You put on the best offensive player on the opposite side. Do you have anybody that fits that role this season, or are you going to be more focused on just making sure the team defense is strong?
Well, the team defense is always the first priority. It's one of the big things I think we do. As far as a kid that can lock somebody down and really take somebody out of the game, honestly, we probably have 2 or 3 I think that can kind of fit that role. We're a little more athletic this year. We've added a couple pieces, in this freshman class, really athletic kids that can defend and lock up people. And I think if you look at somebody that's going to try to fill Deshaun's role defensively, I really see Samia Kendall being a kid that can do that. She's got the toughness, she's athletic, she's strong, she's a really smart player, and she's got that motor that can go for a long period of time against a really good player. So, I think Samia is probably going to step into that role a little bit, but we've got a couple other kids I think that can be very, very good defensively. Deshaun was a pretty special player, and she was big for us. But at our level, we're used to replacing them, pretty quickly and trying to find someone else that you can plug in.
Well, obviously we've seen you do it in previous years. You've made sure that player goes out and graduates and send that next one in. You've done a great job of it. I hope to see you do that this year.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, Ben.
Yep. Thank you.
That's it for this edition of the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm Mackenzie Moore. Thanks for watching JCAV TV.